What's up, everybody? I am Chris Douglas.
And Spencer Ellsperman. What's going on?
And we have our special guest here, Jenny Ciszewski.
I'm Jen Ciszewski.
Now, we like to introduce girls first, but chivalry is not dead, and she wanted to go last, so we wanted to make sure that was nice and clear. So this is our new segment called the 1111 Podcast with Spencer.
With Spencer.
So that's important. So, real quick, if you're like, what's 1111? Make a wish, right? No, so Jenny and I over here are numerology 11s, which means our lives are hard, very difficult. So it's a life path number that you get from breaking up your birthday. So mine is 3/15/1991. So you take So you take 3 plus 1 plus 5 plus 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 1. And magically in my mind I'm like, that equals 29 because I've looked it up 100 times. But so that equals 29. So in numerology, you typically only have a single number unless you equal a number that goes up to 11. So I'm a 2/9 numerology 11, which is a master number 2 because 11 equals 2. But since I hit 11, that's the highest you could be. And we're called the intuitive healers or the wounded healers. And that is so, and then Jenny has the same numerology.
Yeah, so Chris teaches me about the numerology part of things, but as I identify as like a Christ follower, a believer, and I just see a lot of similarities, and I enjoy talking with them and learning from them, and we share our beliefs and our journeys together, and it's just really cool to see two totally different beliefs of thought come together. And Chris and I have known each other for years.
Yeah, we played soccer.
We played soccer as kids. We showed cattle together
at
our age. Chris and I, like,
high school, we still we never really hung out a lot, but we still were like, we were still like associated. We're like, hey, what's up? Like, it was,
and our paths have.
Yeah, we were like split, but we still had the roots, and then we crossed back, and we're like DNA in it.
We keep crossing back over and coming into each other's lives. So it's been really fun. We've been through not the same, but really similar things.
It's great. We'll definitely touch on this. Like, this is the stuff that like inspired this podcast, is how like your life is like similar but different. It's like the same perspective or same thing from a different perspective, which is so cool.
And I feel like God's brought you back into my life this time because we have the same vision. I mean, you talk about my vision and you're speaking things that I'm not even telling you that you know, and I'm just like, this is crazy.
It's so weird. And then you're like channeling toward it. We'll get into all of that.
And we're both super passionate about health. I love functional medicine, integrative medicine, anything crunchy, granola, hippie. Yeah. I'm all about it.
I'm a hippie.
We both have the same nursing background, so.
Yeah, nursing school.
Yeah.
Pediatrics.
That's
man, we do it all.
So. And then Spencer here.
Yeah, we gotta add
such a compliment to our dynamic in our group.
Yeah. So I am a numerology 6. I'm very well balanced. I'm grounded. So
you're the balancer.
I'm the balancer of the
group. That's why he's here.
So it's like, all right, you guys are up here. Okay, let's just tug you down a little bit, come back a little bit. Right? Let's make this a little bit more of a reality. Let's make it a reality and not just a vision. So. But yeah, I mean, I don't have, once again, I'm a little different. I don't have the nursing background like these two. I still have a background like a little bit in health. Golf was a huge part of my life until I finally left to do what we're doing now with Chris. So, and it's awesome. And obviously I'm around Chris all the time, so I hear all about this non-stop and just try to absorb as much as I possibly can. Now, granted, with me being a numerology 6 and a Virgo, it takes a little more time to
what's your full astrology? Virgo, Pisces?
Yeah, Virgo, Pisces. Moon sign is Pisces. So at nighttime,
not only at night, but internally, way deep down, you get creative.
I can get creative, get a little rowdy, have a little bit more spunk, and but
I like the big kid at it. There's a big kid is the Pisces, I think.
Yeah, good way to put it. I'm a big kid at heart. So, but yeah, this is going to be interesting. To kind of see what their perspective is on things, and then kind of where my perspective is with those similar topics. But I mean, Chris and I, we've gone through a lot of similar things.
Crazy.
Whether it's work, relationships, family, life itself, anything like that, it's been very, very similar. So it's kind of interesting. So you guys would definitely enjoy this.
Yeah, listen, real
excited.
quick, this is important since you're Virgo, Pisces, so that people can understand you if they're into all that. I'm so metaphysical, I love it. So I'm a Pisces, Capricorn, Pisces, which is cool because what sucks too, it's very love-hate relationship. So it's duality sign already within 11 numerology, which is duality numerology. So it's like, there's 4 things that can happen to me. And then it's like, Pisces are very vulnerable and creative. So now, internally and with the sun, I'm creative, but I'm playing in the clouds all day, which, I mean...
I'm right there with the fishing pole.
But, you know, I'm working on it. I got some grounding rocks here, you know, I got my crystals working with me, but then it's like, but I'm very vulnerable and I know this, and it's killed me a couple times. But then I have a Capricorn mask, which, you know, what I get from people a lot of the time is, oh, you're very intimidating, you know, you're kind of, what's a good word for it? I'm not prude. What's the opposite of prude?
Stern?
Yeah, kind of like brass, mask, like,
okay,
like my mask is like, I guess really good because I'm like, I laugh so hard when people tell me like, you're intimidating or you come off, it's like...
You have a great poker face, it's a great way to say
Which is crazy because I'm like the happiest guy, like all the time, I'm just like, sunshines and rainbows, it's like, got shit on today twice and I'm like, yeah, tomorrow's gonna be good, it's gonna be really good actually. I got one of these on my horoscope, so... But it's like, and then definitely cover like your signs and I mean how it relates to you. So I'll break it down. I'll
Okay,
give you,
so
I'll
Chris
give you
is
the
going to
breakdown.
have to talk. He'll have to give you guys the info, but I can tell you the facts, my birthday and all that. I love hearing how they use the information as their guides. For me, my guide is the word and what is in the scripture. So it's so cool to see how a lot of things and truths are lining up. So
And it all just overlaps. Like we just hit, for instance, we just hit Taurus today. And today's Easter, which is the resurrection, right? So it's like the death of winter, and then he rose again. Oh, the grass grows again. Everything's growing, and everything that you thought you were about in wintertime, you're like, oh, cuts off today, which I had 2 things cut off as soon as I got an amethyst and onyx bracelet, which is like, wards away negative energy. And I'd almost say that's what I like completely was like, boop, boop, shut the door. And it's crazy, but it's like, I hate that because I see the good in everybody, but then that like tears me up when they're like pushing it off on me, and it's like, that's like the most like, you know, I take accountability for everything, but when I see other people put accountability on you, it's like, it's kind of like that darkness that you were talking about, and we'll cover that later. It's like, you see people in dark spots, but they don't see it, and just no matter if you compliment or really positive, it comes off as like, my perspective or my perception of you was really negative. And that's what, during that I just say, I'm sorry. And then I hit them with tons of kind of like, what did I say? I was like, thank you for helping me grow and all this, which is exactly like what it does once you look at it. And we'll get into the healing perspective and all that. But hit us with your signs.
Well, the spiritual realm is a real thing, and the darkness is not like the light. The resurrection power is huge.
And it's so crazy how that people who, you know, hate astrology are like sacrilegious. And it's like, I grew up Catholic. I wouldn't say...
We grew up in the same Catholic church.
Same Catholic church. We did confirmation, but then it was like, I saw stuff about the Catholic faith I didn't like, but I went to a liberal arts college that was Southern Baptist, which is super religious. And then, you know, went through a Gospels class, kind of was like, now I'm seeing how religion as a whole aspect, not Roman Catholic, not Southern Baptist, but there's these common trends. Then you go to like Buddhism, which is karma, and it all kind of goes back to do good, receive good, do bad, receive bad, learn what bad feels like to know what good feels like. Once you know what good feels like, then you can see what bad feels like again, and you slowly push all that out.
Right, and I follow a person. Jesus is, I mean, he's God in the flesh, and he's not a religion, he's a relationship, and following him and learning from him, it shows me and has taught me so much, and he helps me grow. So I'm a Gemini. My birthday is June 12th. That's all about...
What's your rising sign?
How did I know that?
Do you know your moon sign?
I don't, but
Do you
probably do.
Do you have CoStar? Did you ever download CoStar?
CoStar, no.
Oh my gosh, you gotta download CoStar.
Chris teaches me everything, and see how it's been congruent to my life.
Rising sign.
Well, the 3 wise men were astrologers, and to my faith, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
super.
God created it all. He
Nobody
can use it.
brings that up.
I know, and then
Nobody does.
here's a really fun fact too. The research I've done, Jesus was a Pisces, and he was a carpenter. Get this. All right, let me. I gotta go.
Oh, boy.
So, whew, my grandpa, who is very heavily in my life, recently passed away, and I would say a lot of the spirituality came from that. Was a carpenter and built the city called Piper, which you're familiar with.
Yeah.
So then my uncle,
Those are
who is, so Don Samuel Construction, then his son, my uncle, is also a Pisces who took over the family business and is continuing to build Piper. So here's me, a Pisces who followed my mom's path originally and became a nurse, and then pretty much felt the push out, but then opened my eyes to what I really wanted to do, got into the creative work, once again double Pisces, like Pisces are known for creative innovation. Everything we do is filming, I feel like, directly on that line, but then I'm like, alright, my uncle and my grandpa are both Pisces, and they were carpenters and builders, and then it was like, wait, they were in the old era when technology didn't exist at a high volume. Now we're in the tech era, and everything that I hate about healthcare, we're working on building. And now it's like, we're building it. Oh, okay, grandpa and my uncle, I always like to one-up them. It's like a Pisces thing. We like continually one-up people whether they know it or not. Yeah. We have a friend Beaker who's like
It's like you live with them.
yeah, I mean, this guy Beaker is this one-upper. He's a Pisces. But it's like, so then I was like, what am I building? And then it's like, maybe we're building like a really cool healthcare solution, which everything's kind of pushing towards. Even as far as we kind of get away from healthcare with some of the stuff we do, it always finds a way to like spin back into our lives from a business side. And then yesterday on Facebook, I was like, all right, here's my 3-year reminder because I'm going to forget about it and get too busy. Facebook reminds you of stuff and was like, cool, in 3 years from today when I get this reminder post, I'm going to write a book called From Bedside to Business. And it's going to be about from a nurse's perspective of getting shit on every day, like literally and physically.
Literally.
To literally like
photos.
caring so much about healthcare and spinning it from the business side, which is where like my Capricorn is like my business mind, because Pisces suck at business. We're in the clouds, but it's like Capricorns are like really good at management business. But then I'm building this and it's crazy. It's like
the healthcare, as a nurse, I mean, you see the changes that need to be made, but you're stuck. And it's your job just to go along with it. And it literally kills you.
It does.
There's being a nurse is an amazing profession, but what you guys are doing and we share the vision of like healthcare has got to change.
yeah, there's so much white space as
People
we
are
say in
making
business.
money from people being sick and dying, and it's not okay.
Yeah, they endlessly teach us primary prevention, but in the hospital, if you try to prevent it, you almost get pushed out or in trouble because, oh, those are dollar signs above people's heads, and now you're saving them money, and now they're better off and less stressful. Like, my whole thing with healthcare was, it creates more stress on people financially, because financial freedom is happiness.
Yes.
But as much as people hate money, once you have financial freedom, you can do whatever you want.
And you can be the change that you want to see in the world.
But you have to be selfish towards yourself in order to make that happen. And I was double Pisces, way too empathetic. I soak up way too much around me. That the secondary stress I saw on a kidney liver transplant floor and rehab medicine, people were like, wait, what kind of floor is that? And I was like, if you saw them on the news, I probably took care of them. And that's like the really bad stuff that we see in stories. But it's like, we see the family problems, the like Kubler-Ross model of like anger, depression, acceptance, so forth. You'd see people go through that, which was rewarding. But then it's like all the trauma and the life shift that you're a part of helping people get through killed me. Absolutely murdered me. And but then it's like that led me to it.
But that was
like,
part of your path.
Yeah, and it literally, like you said, whatever kills you, like creates you and a new thing because you love something so much. Then you find out, oh, it doesn't care for me. I have to care for myself and then care for whatever else I want. And that's like,
Yeah, I can really touch on that. Like, I got into the golf business, just started as a pro shop guy, wanted to do nursing, didn't work out. And I worked my way up all the way to being, running golf courses. And I was like, this is awesome. I love golf. I get to be here all the time. I get to play golf whenever I want. This is a pretty dope job. Until I got more involved with it. The more I got involved with it, the more I started realizing I'm getting used and abused like crazy here. And I think at one point, Chris and I figured out with the hours I was working like 80, 85 hours a week. because I was the only person who could run the place and knew what the hell was going on, knew where things were at, knew how to do everything. And I was making $4 to $5 an hour. And it was just like, I loved being in the golf business so much that it took me a while to leave. But it was just like going along with what you said, what you love, or like what kills you makes you stronger. And like that was like killing me, like physically, mentally. I was drained. I couldn't really do a whole lot with like the business on the side. I got told to tread lightly by my superiors because I had a business that kind of, I guess in a way, threatened a part of their aspect because I was actually trying to include it. And they just completely shut me out because I was a 25, 26-year-old guy. And with them, it's like, if the head honcho doesn't come up with the idea, then the idea never exists. And so like that was just something that was really tough, and that's whenever I started realizing, okay, I may love my job, but I have to get out. I have to get out and do something. I have to take care of myself, and then once I can take care of myself, then I can finally take care of those people.
No, fun fact on this too. So what would you like to do every single day if your leg didn't hurt, it was sunny, 72 degrees outside?
Play golf.
So you would think from a perspective you would want to work in the golf industry, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what you think. But it is not the truth. Like everybody thinks whenever you hear, oh, I'm a golf pro, or hey, I run a golf course. Oh, so you just sit around, play golf all day, shoot the shit, drink some beer, whatever. Haha, wrong-o. No. You have to do all the back end stuff. You have to make all these people happy, all these members. You have so many obligations, tournaments, events, your staff, little cart kids. Like it's ridiculous. People think, oh, it's a cake job. Well, not when you realize all the stress that you have, and if you're only a one-person show doing it all, then it's very stressful. But if you have the right staff under you, oh hell, I could go play golf whenever I wanted.
Yeah. But then how would you play golf every day?
Oh, how would I do that? I would not be in the golf business.
Exactly. So then you build a solution that you know from all the pains and struggles, and then people are like, "Oh my God, you have the greatest idea ever!" And you're like, "No, I just came home and bitched about it every day."
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're like, "Oh my God!" Then you're like, "Oh wait, I hate money." We both hate money, I would say. But then it's like, I hate money, but I know I need a ton of money to help more people because as soon as I'm comfortable, everybody around me can become comfortable, and you can create that. But as broke guys right now building businesses with all of our money in our businesses, like we endlessly put money in our businesses, like every dollar we have because we know it's growing. But it's like we can't truly help as many people as we want to right now, which kills us. But then it also pushes us to continually grow this when people are like, that's a bad idea, it'll never grow. And
quit giving stuff away for free.
I heard something really good on a podcast the other day. They said that if you start a business for money, 80% of those businesses fail. If you start a business because you see a need and you are the solution, you create your business from I'm going to provide the solution to this problem you see with people. We're going to flourish.
And you
guys got to keep going.
No,
we got endlessly crushed on that topic. Everyone's like, you're giving out too much free work. You guys need to start charging people. You guys need to start making money. And the whole time I'm just like, keep going, keep passing. And people are like, you know, sometimes when you hear an echo, you're supposed to stop and address the echo. But at that point I was like, no, I've read JP Morgan quotes. Build a business based on value and it lasts forever. Base it off of money, it dies, it kills itself because all you're worried about is money, not delivery.
Yeah.
So then, you know, and endlessly seeing that, like Warren Buffett, make money while you sleep. You'll be trying to make money for the whole life until you can make it when you sleep.
You can have money till you're 50.
Exactly. And then it's like, no, okay, so then we got into video, ironically very quick, and grew it fast because it's like, oh, we'll do a free video for, you know, AJ Ellison was our first big video because he's got a ton of followers. Shout out Uncle AJ, he's our man. Like, he's cool, so cool, but he's like, really gave us the opportunity because I saw value in, he needs a videographer, I need a portfolio, and it worked great. But then, you know, he grew his life path separate from mine. He's up in Calgary now. It's still, we're trying to connect, but it's not there. But then we grew to, all right, now we're doing work trade out with Hy-Vee Arena in this area.
Look where you guys have your office space now.
Everybody was like, stop giving out free work. And I'm like, no, that free job knows 10 other people who will pay me a rate that I can grow. And it's like, we've never overpriced anybody. We've like undervalued ourselves and over-delivered, which is tough to do, but goddamn, it grows quick. And people catch fire of it, which, you know, we're catching fire right now, and it's insane.
It's really awesome.
Let's touch on your story about how like everything kills you, and how like because we talked about this before, and like definitely touch on that kind of like the whole boss perspective of you know like intimidation, but it's really like no, it's my path, my vision.
Yeah, well, I think I'll just start on the biggest thing, my health. This time last year on Easter, I was so sick, couldn't even barely visit family, didn't make it to church. Laying on a couch, I was miserable. And for pretty much my whole life, I've been really active and really health conscious and like trying to like eat clean, all of that.
Yeah. Which I was saying, you kill it over me. Like I'm a fat kid on the inside. I tell people like I got genetics, but I'm like my labs probably suck right now.
He's gonna get that Douglas belly.
Yeah. I'm the only one with the stick.
We'll take care of your liver. You won't get the Douglas belly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's a verse in scripture that's really good
synchronized.
that says what
Change.
was meant to harm you will be used for good and for the saving of many lives. And I think it's Genesis 50:20. Don't quote me on it.
Genesis, book of growth, right?
Yeah. So I think that I was super sick. I have autoimmune disease, and I call it a healing crisis, but before that, my body just was done.
Yeah.
I had liver dysfunction, adrenal fatigue. just whole systemic. We could get into it, but just know I was really sick. And I couldn't work. Everything was taken from me. I was not pleasant to be around. I didn't feel good. I projected a lot of unhappiness on other people around me, and that's not like me. It was awful.
I know where you're going. I'm like, you're like playing my life.
Yeah.
You're like feeding what I'm talking about.
And I'm like, God, like, why would you do this to me? Like, this is horrible. And before then, I knew that I wanted to work as a nurse or a nurse practitioner, but I had this different dream for my life. And as I healed and overcame this and found new information and just, did a lot of self-discovery, my life path has changed. And it goes with healthcare. It is as a nurse practitioner. I see a need in the industry, but you and I really connect on like the business side of things, financial freedom. And I want to be financially free and work for myself one day and not a boss, because I see a need. And the more wealth that you accumulate, you can put into solutions.
Yeah,
it's not, for me, it's not about like, oh, travel's great, nice houses are great, nice cars are great, sure, like, cool. Those things are nice, but I just am really passionate. And you talk about as an 11, I guess we have
philanthropist, and like,
that's our heart.
We're like innovative entrepreneurs for the most part. Every 11, so here's another good fact. Common 11s are Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, Michael Jordan, G-Eazy. G-Eazy, I love G-Eazy because when I'm going through where I'm like almost confused or contemplating something, I literally pick one of his albums, whichever one I'm like attracted to, and I like don't even guess. I'm literally just like, that's where my finger wants to go. That's where I want to go. And then it like directly like hits me how I want it to, and it's like, oh no, like opportunities cost something has been popping up a lot. And it's like, everything that we're going towards, I'm seeing different things happen in my life, and I'm very analytical and can find patterns quick. And it's almost like the opportunity that we're chasing and we know we're destined for, it costs like everything I'm filming my 2 side of my numerology, which is like love, romance. It can't happen yet because it's going to pull me away from what I want to do, because now I can't be this entrepreneur. And all these people who are very entrepreneurial and really change society, it's amazing they have all these relationship problems because you really have to go like 80-20 with your energy. And it's like Jeff Bezos just got divorced. Long time marriage, $38 billion split. And it's like, well, Amazon's growing exponentially faster than Google, Facebook, Apple, anything before it. Oh, and then it's like love life shut down because Amazon's growing fast. Well, the balance there, and it's
you guys see it from numerology, but I just feel like we talk about alignment a lot, and I wasn't in alignment with who my creator's made me to be, and this vision that he's put in my life now, and it took completely disrupting my health, completely disrupting my personal life, and destroying dreams in those 2 avenues. But then he's given me a much greater dream, in a much bigger vision. And I don't know all the details, and of course, but he's showing me faith.
Yeah, but you know
but
the
I wouldn't
path.
change a thing now.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know you and I, this isn't the last of hard things.
Oh no, for sure.
But
Till we're
learned,
50, we get. Yes.
I think you said 29 was a good
29's a breakthrough year for an 11 because 2 plus 9, we're both 2-9. It's like everybody numerology 11 who was a 2-9 is like 29's their magical year. Oh, you hit your alignment and it's like everything we're building, it's like next year's got to take off.
Yeah, and that's cool because with my prayer and scripture and devotional time, like that's a lot of what you're getting, you know, is what spiritually that I'm getting the same. And like our visions, it's just really cool to see like how, I mean, God can use any tool to speak to people, and I believe like,
it's like
He's putting
so. I'm glad you said this. Prayer and meditation. So you said you had a hard time meditating the other day. Prayer is actually the same thing as meditation. It's just a different name. Because also, you know, when you do your, you know, namaste, third eye, your hands are still doing the same. They're just down here, heart centered or head centered.
And we're talking about channeling too. Like when I feel like I'm channeling or God is speaking to me, I get it a lot through written word. Like I have a pen and paper in hand, and I'm thinking of scripture. I'm thinking of what He's spoken to me, and so meditation to me, I interpreted that as I have to lay there and be completely still and not think of anything.
Which is hard for you as a Gemini. You're always on the go.
I cannot sit still.
And then it's like another good thing with Geminis is like you'll like one day just be like, I love this idea. I can't put enough energy into it. And it's like midnight. You're like, I gotta go to bed. You wake up the next day. Doesn't exist anymore.
It's hard. You have to really, I mean, for me,
you have to hold yourself so accountable. And it's like write it down and like have your goals list.
Containment.
Yeah, and that's where, like you say, you write a lot. I read something spiritual that was like, a pen and a paper is the, like pretty much the script you write in manuscript to create manifestations.
Yeah.
Because when you write it down, you hold yourself to it more. Even if you type it on a computer screen, it gets lost. Keep it in your head, it's gone tomorrow.
It just cements it, and if I feel like I'm being spoken to by my creator, I want that written down. Because like you said, I'm super jazzed up about ideas, and then, you know, I go back to everyday life, I'm at work, or I got, you know, these life things to do. I go back and it's inspiring to be like, okay, this is what I was channeling or been spoken to, and I think everybody has a different way though that, I mean, traditional meditation, you really could receive from greater intelligence or God in that sense.
I mean, that's, you know what Illuminati is?
Tell me more.
Illuminati is the most hated subliminal group in the U.S. So it's like the back of a dollar sign has a triangle with the eye at the top.
Okay.
That's the Illuminati sign, which dates all the way back to like Wolfgang Mozart. So if you look at Illuminati, it's actually a bunch of intuitive healers.
Okay.
So random people can't just like, I want to be an Illuminati and get in. It's a like apply, pay, and you get accepted or denied.
Right.
But I'm gonna guess they do it highly based on numerology. If you look at everybody who's been in it, and then being like a Pisces numerology 11, it's so cool because it's like the first president, George Washington, was a Pisces. Andrew Jackson was a Pisces. And it's like so many people that were on that path were pretty much numerology 11 Pisces, but they're the ones who could talk to people on the ground. And then it's crazy watching how all that is like these people in society that do stuff, but then you look at their lives, they're not easy. Andrew Jackson won his presidency.
Tony Robbins, he's 11.
Because he could relate to people, and it's like, and then you look at all these 11s. Michael Jordan, for instance, didn't make his high school team, goes on to college. Sam Perkins outshined him, who we didn't even know who Sam Perkins was, and we sit in on this thing, and it's like, oh, he played with Jordan. He outshined Jordan. And then Michael Jordan got outshined, didn't make his team, and then he becomes the greatest player ever around age 29. And it's like, yeah. And then he goes and plays baseball.
Yeah.
Which, it's crazy.
Past workplace experiences, relationships, those people that, you're like, why are they against me, and why am I being, attacked here or falsely accused? It's for your good, and it's to elevate you to a place that you can't even put yourself in right now. Like, I mean, for me, I believe that God did for me what I couldn't do for myself. He got me out of situations, relationships, and has put me in places that I'm like, oh my gosh, I never would have been able to do this.
This is where Ginny and I really connected. So it was like, I just got an intuitive healer school level 1, which is kind of like Reiki. And then magically you came into my life and we started talking, and then
I feel like I had
yeah.
recently uncovered that there are spiritual gifts of the Bible, and I feel like healing is one of mine. And I also have a couple good friends that.
You probably had all the favorite patients who were like, magically you touch them and they'd be like loving you, or especially babies love me. Babies and dogs love me.
So Nick Uners, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like, no matter where I go, animals attracted me.